Ace Podcast.
Hey, this is Aaron.
And this is Craig.
And you're listening to my favorite podcast, Don't Wake the Kids.
On the Ace Podcast Network.
Hey guys, welcome back to Don't Wake the Kids. This is Randall. As always, this is a special show this week. As some of you know, a couple weeks ago, I went over to Jacob, who I've had on the podcast a couple times. I went over to his house and I recorded an episode of Refund Theater. We watched a movie called Pass Thru by the great Neil Breen, who you've definitely heard me talk about on multiple occasions. It was an experience. It was quite the movie. Well, tonight, I have the fortunate opportunity to speak to the lead actress in Neil Breen's Pass Thru. So I'm going to be giving her a call here in a few minutes, and we will see what it's like to work with the great Neil Breen and see what she really thinks of Pass Thru and what it was like to work on that masterpiece. Before we get into that, I want to remind you all that I do have a Patreon. If you like the show, if you want to keep it up and running, it does cost me a little bit of money to keep it afloat. Just head over to patreon.com/DWTK podcast, and you can donate as little as $1 a month. I mean, $1 a month, so that's less than a cup of coffee. It's not bad. Also, if you haven't liked and followed the Facebook page, it's facebook.com/don'twakethekids. Twitter and Instagram are at DWTK Podcast. I don't want to just blab on about anything else right now. I want to hurry up and get into this interview with Kathy Corpus. Kathy plays Amanda in Pass Thru. She, from what I've read online, she is a kung fu martial artist and a certified Tai Chi instructor. I may ask her about that. That's kind of cool. She's done some stunt woman things. That's pretty fucking badass. And she has acted in a handful of movies, including an uncredited background role in The House with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. I'm going to go ahead and give her a call now, and hope you enjoy.
Hello.
So, hey, Kathy, do you want to introduce yourself? I talked about... So, I guess I should tell you a little bit about my show and what you're doing this interview for. My podcast isn't really movie-centered, but I'm a huge Neil Breen fan. I love his movies, and the opportunity to be able to talk to you is awesome. I love it. So, do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself before I ask you some questions?
I'm a martial artist. I've been doing martial arts since about 1999, and I'm a Tai Chi instructor. I do a lot of healing work. I'm a Reiki practitioner, master. I teach it. Now I'm in LA. I'm doing some acting, some modeling stuff, but essentially I'm a martial artist and healing. I like the healing arts.
That's pretty awesome. I know nothing about any of those things. So how long have you actually been acting?
I got really lucky. I'm at my martial arts school, and there was a Hollywood casting there for, they needed martial artists, fighters for a movie. And I went to the casting, and I kind of crashed it. And because they only wanted males, I figured, well, maybe I can do some stunts. But the director actually asked me to read for the lead role, and I got it. And essentially that went to Cannes Film Festival. I went to France, and it went on Netflix for like 3 years. And so my first movie got on Netflix, a really bad B movie. And somehow magically it got onto Netflix. It wasn't Pass Thru was well done. And it was like 10 notches, 20 notches under that. So
Oh, wow.
That's how I started. It was luck. I just walked into it.
That's pretty awesome.
Trying to do stunts, and I got a lead and just kind of rolled, just casually into it. And that's how I just kind of casual. Like I found Pass Thru on Craigslist.
Yeah, that was actually going to be one of my questions is how did you find out about that? So you saw it on Craigslist?
Yeah, just going to Craigslist because I do trade show modeling. whatever I can do to get by, And so I had just got a divorce, so I went to Vegas. I left LA, and I just needed to get away, and I filed for a divorce there because that's where we got married, and I just needed money. I paid for everything for my divorce, and I gave him everything. He only married for 3 years, and he worked for everything, so I didn't feel, right taking that. I went to Vegas, and so I was like, hustling. I was like, God, I need to find trade show, promotional modeling, atmosphere modeling. There's a lot of that out there.
Yeah.
And then I saw Breen's casting, and I sent him, I was just hot off of Netflix, so it's just, he really wanted to use me.
Oh, yeah, I bet he was excited. What, had you ever heard of him or seen any of his movies before that?
No, but the people on there were really, excited to work with him. I'm a bit of a recluse. I don't really know too much. I don't even watch TV, so I don't know much about anything, really, and I didn't know about him. But a lot of people on the production did, and, they saw him as gold there because he's actually had something that an actual filmmaker in Vegas actually had something, he had movies out and he had a following, so he was actually someone big there.
Yeah, I would say his following it's very cult. I know a lot of people that don't know of him, but now a lot more do because of me and my friends that introduced me to him.
Wow.
Was there a script for it? Did you get to read that beforehand?
There was no script. It was very difficult. Got the lines on the spot.
Oh wow!
So no script.
Did he?
There was no sides.
Was he? He was just giving it to you by memory, or did he have it written down?
He told me No, I think he had some script paper.
Oh wow!
I think he had some papers. There was no script, or I didn't see it.
That's crazy.
He might have had one. I'm sure he did.
I bet that's a interesting, difficult experience there.
It was a very difficult situation, and filming in 110-degree weather with warm water and a cooler. He even put ice in it. And I don't want to say anything bad about him, but I think there was a reason why he did that. He wanted some raw acting and some.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
He had his own premeditated idea.
Yeah. What? Well, I'll get there. Where were you shooting? Was it out in the Nevada desert or was it in California?
Oh my God, we shot in the middle of the desert in Nelson, Nevada. It's a place where a lot of people go and shoot. You can shoot there $35 a day. Some people $25 just to shoot some models. But it's a pretty well-known place in Nelson, Nevada.
How far outside of Vegas is that? I lived in Vegas for about a year and a half, about 3 years ago.
God, I kind of wiped that out of my memory because it was kind of far. Not to say anything bad about him, but he was rather difficult, and it was difficult. You're dealing with someone he's different, genius.
Yeah. Oh,
and, so I don't want to say anything that may seem wrong, but, it took me a long time to get over it, but he was very difficult. It was far, and then he didn't want me to drive with anyone. There was guys with air conditioning, there was vans, the production vans, the DP, and he wanted me to drive with him with no air all the way there. And I kind of complained all the way there, and I think he just stayed quiet. I think he was trying to get that out of me, but the whole way there, the time I got there, I was exhausted. The makeup was raining down my face, and he said, "That's what I want." I said, "But, I could have done that here." So it was rather difficult.
Good grief.
I mean, it was rather very difficult because he had me sitting there the whole time, no air conditioner, in the middle of the desert, about 100 degrees by the time we got there. And it went up to 110, 113 some days. And
wow.
He did not put ice. He did not put ice in the coolers. I mean, and everything was warm. So I think when you get so genius, you don't have those other kind of. You're missing some things like compassion, or discernment.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I said by the time I got there, I was sweating, but I guess that's what he wanted. He didn't want this beautiful girl, coming there with her makeup perfect. He wanted, some rawness, and he got it, So
yeah, I'd say it looked pretty serious. So the set wasn't very fun. It was more of a serious type of mood.
Well, it was hot. You had some young kids on there too, so young adults, and so you get the complaining and stuff like that. But I just kind of stayed quiet. I kind of knew what he was doing, And, someone like with that mind like that who just feeds you lines as you go. So there was no sides. There was nothing for me to prepare with. I did not know what I was walking into. But since so many people, at the PA and everyone knew who he was, and they're just like, just do it. This is good. This will go somewhere. He has a following. I was like, okay. So I just went along with it. He got that rawness out of me that he wanted, but he probably could have got it anyway.
So was it just the fact that you needed money and you wanted the job that caused you to take it, or did he tell you what it was, or was there anything he said that made you want to take it?
No, I because I knew he had another movie out. There's an IMDb credit.
Yeah.
So
it was just another foot in the door.
Yeah, and I was the only one getting paid as much as there. I got paid the most. So I was getting paid the highest, so some people got $25 a day. I was getting $100. That was, going rate for
Okay.
Then I was non-SAG, and, that was good.
Yeah.
And I needed another solid credit. I did.
How many days did you actually shoot?
Not long, a couple weeks, 10 days, 12.
Okay.
But very quickly. Yeah, long hours. But he got the rawness that he wanted. He had a vision, that man. He's very genius. He had a vision. He knew what he was doing. He got what he wanted, And now I can say that then I was angry the whole time.
Oh, yeah?
We fought. Oh, we fought. Yeah, we fought. Yeah. We had screaming matches, It's just the drive there, and why couldn't I drive with air conditioner, and
yeah, it
some
sounds
other
miserable.
things I really don't want to talk to right now. Yeah, I mean, this could be a whole Me Too thing. I really don't want to go there, but, because, karma has no deadline. But it was rather difficult. It was a little difficult. But he got what he wanted, and I think when I saw the movie, I'm like, wow, I don't think I would have been that mad if I didn't drive all the way there. And, so I have to be positive about it,
Yeah, and so when he's just giving you these lines and telling you, what he wants, was he directing? Because there's a lot of yelling in that movie. Was he telling you really just go for it?
Well, there was a lot of yelling because we argued a lot, me and him, prior to filming, and for good reason, and he knew what I was coming through. And it's interesting, he kind of knew my past, and he knew about my husband was abusive to me, and he kind of he added this character in with my abusive husband at the end that I kill. I think, I don't know, something happens. I kind of blocked it out with the movie, but there was a husband in there that was abusive to me. I think he added that in.
It was just
history.
dialogue, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of took my history into that with my husband at the end coming, and he knew about my history, and then he added this other actor, and I think he kind of like went off of what I went through, like serious method acting here,
Yeah, so you think he was just he added that because he knew he could get some real emotion out of you?
He did. He got some real good emotion out of me, and it's been a little difficult for me because it's funny you contacted me because I never bought the DVD. Like, I never got the DVD from him, and I recently felt like, I want to buy Pass Thru because I want to get some footage off the reel. But it took this long for me to want to do that.
Wow. So have you seen it?
I went to the theaters, and I saw it when he had his
the screening
in LA when he had screenings, and I was like, it looked great. I couldn't say anything about it. I mean, I was happy about my performance, and maybe it wouldn't happen like that if I didn't have to go through what I did on the way there, and maybe he would have gotten that emotion. I don't know, but I'm grateful for the opportunity, no matter what happened, and I want to buy the movie now. It took me a long time to get here.
Yeah, that's my one complaint about his movies is the way you have to buy them. It's laborious and much more expensive than you would think. It's pretty low budget indie movie would cost. But I get it. He doesn't have the budget of these big studios to be able to sell.
Yeah, I
them
mean,
for
it
cheap,
might have been able to get on Netflix or something like that if he really pushed it, but I think the whole corporate thing and all that, he wants 100% of the...
Right. Yeah, he's Fateful Findings is on Amazon Prime, and I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Oh.
I posted it one day so that my friends could watch it. I was like, hey, look, this is here, watch it. And he commented on my post and said, actually, you should just buy it from me here, and sent the link to his website. But yeah, no, I definitely see and that's the huge theme in every movie that he's released so far is corporate stuff. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah. All of his movies have a very similar theme where he's kind of taking down government and corporate and bank systems, that kind of thing. It's all very similar.
Well, bless his heart.
He's got
I feel the same.
he has a passion about that for sure.
Oh, I didn't know that. I felt the same way. So there must be a reason there why I was in that movie. I want to buy it now. But is Pass Thru on Amazon Prime or anything? Do you know?
Pass Thru is not. Faithful Findings is the only one that I've found on any kind of streaming site.
I can't believe he went through Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Well, so I guess that's about all the questions I had. Actually, last thing.
I don't want to be negative towards him. I mean, he's a fantastic filmmaker. Brilliant. Who feeds you lines on the spot
right?
and makes a movie? Nobody. That's unprecedented. Nobody does that.
Yeah, soap operas do that. I think, right?
I don't know.
I think I read or heard somewhere that soap operas they give them the lines in their ears as they're filming because they film so much they don't have time to learn all of the scripts and whatnot. Or maybe it's the I don't know if Americans do it, but it's the Telemundo in like Mexico. They do that.
Huh? I had no idea.
That's pretty interesting. There's no way I could do that.
No, because he said I was going to get a script, because he knew I wanted it. And then I said, "Where's the script?" He's like, "I'm just going to give you the lines." He really got me. He really wanted me on the project.
Well, yeah, if he's paying you that much more than
whatever
everyone
he
else,
was going to say to get me on there.
It worked, and you're there, so
Yeah, and it came out great, and I want to buy it now. And he first said like he would give people bits and parts for like $30 or something, but then that's how much the movie is.
Yeah, it's like $35 to buy the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna just buy it. But we kind of had a falling out at the end. So, but I appreciate it now, and I'm so grateful for it because I know there's some really good footage of me on there, and he did get a lot of emotion out of me, and it was very healing too in a way because I got to really get out a lot of this anger and energy. Like a lot of the energy was really like he knew to throw the ex-husband thing in there. 'Cause I just got out of a relationship. I was going there for a divorce. It wasn't even finalized. I was going through the courts as I was doing Pass Thru.
Wow.
So he knew that, and he was just like a genius. He knew how to pull that from me, and I'm very grateful for it now. I wasn't back then.
Yeah. When was that? When was the filming? I'm just curious if it was around when I was in Vegas.
Well, my divorce was in 2015, so I have to say, was it 2015 around then?
Yeah, I was in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Man, I lived in Vegas then. I worked for the government out at the Air Force range out north of Vegas. So I lived out
Indian Springs?
North of there. It's good. Well, I guess northwest-ish of there. Yeah, by
Mercury?
Tonopah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's about like 3 hours north of Vegas, but lived in Vegas and worked 3 hours north of Vegas. Yeah. I loved it out there. I miss it.
I worked with the Shoshone. It's funny because I worked with the Shoshone Indians, and I'm part Native, so I go out there every Mother's Day.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I respect all that, both sides of the spectrum.
Right. Okay. Well,
interesting.
Are you working on anything right now that you want to plug or have us look out for in the future?
Well, it's funny you mentioned, and I might as well just plug it back in with my ex-husband. We're finally, we're friends now, and we're finishing a movie called Contract Lovers, and so we're trying to finish that up right now. And it's like an indie flick movie, assassins and anti-criminal type, CIA type thing. So
you get a lot of action in that?
A lot of action, my martial arts and stunts and stuff. I got a lot of stunt stuff. I just finished a movie, Dolly Deadly.
I saw the trailer for that, and I really want to see that. That one looks fun.
Yeah, so she's got Amazon Prime, and she's doing really well. So, yeah, I'm working on that, but just really working on myself and trying to evolve, trying to get my Tai Chi really solid, and I'm going to New York to train with Shifu Ming at the Kung Fu Academy. So I'm going out there and just trying to work on that, work on myself, and keep my martial arts and my Tai Chi intact, my Kung Fu, just trying to keep that really solid. So I just want to do more action and really want to show my skills in martial arts. And I just found out, I always knew my dad is half Filipino, but then I just found out I'm Chinese Filipino, which makes so much sense with the Shaolin martial arts I do. So
your genes are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I was supposed to do a movie in China, and they wouldn't accept me because I wasn't Chinese. That was 3 years ago, but then I find out here I am. So maybe I'll have a chance. So maybe I'll have a chance doing some real big flicks coming up soon.
Heck yeah. Well,
yes.
I really appreciate you talking to me. This has been enlightening.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope Neil Breen's great. I'm so thankful for the opportunity he gave me, and sometimes you got to go through difficult things to make beautiful art, and I appreciate it. It came out beautiful, and he's a genius, and I see what he was doing. He's 10 steps ahead of you. So, and yeah, and I appreciate humans like that, and I'm looking forward to seeing his next. He never uses his actors or actresses in the next movies. He always changes everything.
I have noticed that, and this next one's supposed to be very different, he says, so I look forward to it.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for your time. And
thank you, and good luck with your future stuff. And I'm going to keep an eye out for Contract Lovers. And I'm definitely going to get on.
Yes.
You said Amazon Prime has Dolly Deadly 2?
Well, Dolly Deadly 2 is not out yet, but Dolly Deadly 1.
Okay.
See that.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to check that out.
Yes. Thank you so much, Randall, and for your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate you contacting me. I really, really do.
Yeah, I appreciate you talking to me, and you have a good evening.
You too. Thank you again.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I certainly learned a lot there. That's Jacob and Ben and Dusty and I had a lot of questions. If you listen to the Refund Theater episode that we did on Pass Thru, there's a lot of questions that we have about how Mr. Breen does his job, and she answered a lot of them. Some of it was kind of expected, some of it I didn't expect. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say there. That was awesome. I'm very grateful that I got to talk to Kathy. That rules. So I'm gonna end it there. This is a short episode, short special. I don't have any dad advice this week. Check back next time. I'll have some for you.
No, we can't stay here.
It'll be fine. I'll clean it up.
There's no way in
worry
hell
about
we
it.
can stay here. No.
You have to trust me.
Stay here.
I'll clean it for you.
Oh my God! What are you doing? How did I get here? Oh my goodness! What is this? What are you doing? Oh my God!
It's clean. It's all clean.
Angry, but I'm sorry. I don't